As I said, there was a close call Sunday between the Washington Commanders and the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints were down to their third string quarterback, guy who hasn't played a game all season long. And he came in, he has the famous rookie car photo where he was posing like he was in a GQ magazine or something. Had some Washington Commanders fans a little scared a little bit when trying to figure out what was he going to do. He didn't do much. He ended up getting benched, and they had the other guy come in the game, and the game got close. Mark, you're the Washington Commanders fan. Y'all won the game 20-19. They almost won the game on a 2-point conversion. How you feeling right now? Do you think the Commanders should have some concerns over a close exit win against a bad Saints team?
Can I say one thing real quick before you go, Mark? Hey, put some respect on my man Spencer Rattler name, man. South Carolina Gamecock. He ain't just the other guy. Spencer Rattler. Go ahead, Mark.
I mean, yeah,
you can put respect on his name, but
I was definitely going to talk about
him.
that. I was going to talk about Spence, but does there need to be concerned? I mean, if you watch the game, no. It was a tight game. Like every game, every week is any given Sunday. Any team can be any team on Sunday. It's any given Sunday. If you watch the game, you can see that we could have put the game away 3 or 4 times. It was, missed penalties. Terry McLaurin dropped one. I mean, it was a hard catch. JD overthrew him one time. It was a PI that they didn't call. It was a lot going on. Vegas said it was a 70% of the bettors bet with Washington. So I can see why some of the penalties went the other way. I can see why the clock stopped during when it wasn't supposed to in the last 15 seconds. So I can see that now because I see how heavy they had to pay out. So I mean, do I see any concern? Not really. I see the defense getting better. The third string quarterback came in. We made him look like a third string quarterback. Spencer Rattler came in. He always had a little spark to him, even when he was doing the show on Netflix. He just didn't like his leadership. But he can always throw the ball. He can read defenses. He got the ball out quick, did exactly what he was supposed to do. I know it looked like the drive they was doing, good drives, but it was penalties that messes up. There'd be third down, you get a penalty, and it give them a first down. Or we dropped a couple picks. I know Frankie Louvu dropped one that he threw. Mike Simon still stepped in front of one that he could have picked that off. So the defense did exactly what he's supposed to do. He held held him to 19 points. It was a lot of penalties on the offense that we need to clean up. But normally when we have a lot of penalties one game, then next game we very, very, very few penalties. We clean it up real good. And what I'm starting to see with the team is they're starting to let JD play. They starting to just let him loose, just go out there and play, have fun. He did get sacked 8 times yesterday, but that's because it wasn't on the O-line. I'm gonna say 7 out of those 8 sacks belong to JD because he was holding the ball, he was waiting, he was trying to make a play when he could have just ran. But I mean, I see they're starting to let him go a little bit more. It's almost like he listened to Micah Parsons after that the Cowboys game. Yeah, he said if you play like this in the fourth quarter against anybody, you can be anybody. Y'all unstoppable, and that's exactly what it's been looking like since then. So, do I have any concerns? No, it was a close game, something that we probably needed, but we got the Eagles coming up, so we needed to get we needed a W. We needed to go into this week with a W. We both did. The Eagles looked pretty good against the Steelers. But they not but we're going to that, we're going to see them. But this week, I'm trying to it's a lot going on this week. Like with football, we just beat the Saints, but then we got the Eagles, and then after that we got the Falcons. They just flexed that game, and then we got the Cowboys. So I mean, it's no easy schedule ahead. But this game was good for us in the long run, just to get over the hump.
Definitely. Carl, what you think?
All right, so I don't really want to attack the game per se because Mark really did a good job attacking the game. I will say that clock being stopped was insane. It was 9 seconds left when they stopped the clock, and the time that they stopped the clock for would have been ball game. Now, I do think the Saints would have been quicker in snapping the ball to spike it. If the clock hadn't stopped, they looked at the clock, probably thought they had more time. But this ain't college football, bro. I know I told college football, but they stopped it after the first down like it was college, and that should not have been the case. But I will say this: I looked at this question and I said, "Concern for what?" The Commanders, they're not projected to win a Super Bowl. They're not projected to go deep in the playoffs. They're cake. Everything from here is cake for the Commanders. They're 9-5 with 3 games left. Them making the playoffs is already playing with house money. So when I looked at this question, I'm like, no, you shouldn't be concerned. It's your first year with a rookie quarterback in a new regime. You're way ahead of schedule, in my opinion. In my opinion, you should make the playoffs. This is everything and more that you would want. So there's no concern for that game. It's the NFL also. Things like that is going to happen. Sometimes you come into games and expect a blowout, and you win a close one. It's the NFL. They're professionals on the other side of the ball as well. Also, Jake Hayner looked absolutely terrible. I know I trolled the Corey's because I seen he was scared. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm taking an opportunity to troll here. He was like, who is this guy? I've never seen him. Is he good?
He was like Fresno State.
Fresno State legend.
Fresno State legend.
They're scared when you said that.
I wasn't trolling with that part. He's actually loved at Fresno State, but I was trolling at the I had to leave him nervous. But yeah, Spencer Rattler came in, did a good job. It's just I wouldn't be concerned. Again, you're playing with house money. No, there's no need to concern about anything. Now, if you like somebody up here who expected a Super Bowl, then yes, I would be concerned. But no, as a Commanders fan, I wouldn't be concerned. You're not really worried about the rest of this year in terms of success. You already have your success now. Now everything is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that. My fault, Dave. Before you go, let me say this. Like, when you go into when you talk about going to the Super Bowl, you got to look at who you got to go through. It's not about anybody in the AFC. I ain't saying about winning. Just go in there. It's just looking at the teams you got to go through, and can you beat the teams that's in your division? I believe we can beat the teams in the division. I don't think it's like a real, especially with Detroit, with the injuries with Detroit. Minnesota is a
you
don't know. You don't know. I mean, Minnesota's been playing good. The defense been playing good. You got the Falcons. I mean, the Buccaneers. Then you got the Green Bay. Which they're good sometimes. Then you got the Eagles. Like these teams aren't unbeatable. Like you can see, like it's a weakness with all these. Like Washington can beat any of those teams on any. I ain't gonna say on every Sunday, but like it's any given Sunday, and Washington can beat any of those teams on any given Sunday. So I mean, the path to the Super Bowl isn't as hard as people think it is. We ain't got to go through the Chiefs or the Ravens, or we ain't got to play none of those teams. We got to play Detroit, which is not always in the playoffs. They just made the playoffs for the first time, last year?
No, not the first time. They won their division for the first time in 30 years, though.
First time they won a division. I'm sorry, yeah. They just won a division the first time in 30 years. So you're going to have players that haven't been to the playoffs yet. They still going to have nerves. Same with, you got the Eagles. We all know what the Eagles going to do. We don't know. I ain't say we all know, but we don't know like what we're going to get from the Eagles. We don't know if we're going to get 100 yards from Jalen Hurts or we're going to get a 250-yard game from Jalen Hurts. So it's just like it's up in the air with them. So it's inconsistent. Their offense is inconsistent. The only thing consistent about them is Saquon.
Well, let's hold on for the Eagles. We have a segment to talk about them, so let's hold on.
I was about to go through the whole NFC. I know. I'm the one that with the expectations for the Super Bowl, but it's just like I see who we got to go through. I think we can beat every last one of them teams. So I don't think it's like high expectations. It's just I just think we can beat all them teams.
I'm gonna go ahead, Dave.
I think me and Carl thinking the same thing right now.
Yeah, very much so.
But I'm gonna say this. To get back to the question, I don't have any concerns about the Commanders because just like Carl said, y'all have beaten y'all odds. Honestly, I don't think anyone other than you, of course, Mark, really expected the Commanders to be in this position right now. No one thought, like even Joe. Joe was like, I'm not. I don't have any high expectations and nothing like that. Rookie quarterback, new regime, brand new GM, new head coach, new defensive coordinator, a lot of new players. It's a whole lot of moving parts. It's not something that was expected. You got JD, you had him. You went and signed Austin Eckler in the offseason. You went and got Zach Ertz. You got Bobby Wagner in the defense. Do you have some guys that you let go on the defense that you didn't need it anymore? So you got all of those things that was going for you. So there were really no high expectations, and y'all came on the show wearing the shades, first place in the CEs. We had all that going on for a while. But you guys like I said, you guys have exceeded expectations. You definitely exceeded expectations, and I wouldn't be concerned either because no one expected y'all to get to this point right now. No one has serious Super Bowl aspirations or even NFC Championship. Would it be good? Would it be great for y'all if y'all get there? Of course, it'd be great because no one would expect y'all to be there. But should you hold your head down if you don't reach there? No. Or if you lose your first playoff game? No, because no one thought you were going to be there in the first place. Um, but I will. I have to say this because you brought it up. I do disagree that you think that it's going to be easier in the NFC than it is the AFC. I understand the AFC is a tough conference, but the NFC this year ain't a cakewalk because the Packers defense has been really good as of late, and along with their offense starting to go good. We know what the Vikings defense has been almost all season. They're right there. We have a three-way tie at 12-2 on the season right now between the Eagles, the Lions, and the Vikings right now. So those are, and we know, and even though the Lions continue to lose players, their depth has showed that they have guys that can come in and step up. So we still have that. They still have Jared Goff. They still got Jimmy Gibbs. They still got Jameson Williams. They still got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They still got guys that can come in there and contribute and make plays. And then the Eagles, you talked about them. You got they got Saquon. They got the number one defense in the NFL statistically right now. So you got that going for them. You got two rookie corners that have stepped up for them. No one expected it to be this early, other than, of course, some Eagle fans.
And me.
Carl.
Got me in there.
And Carl.
I was high on both players.
But, then you got the Vikings. No one thought the Vikings would be in this position right now. I don't know anyone that thought that Sam Darnold would be having the season he's having right now. With Jettis, they went and drafted the guy JJ McCarthy out of Michigan, and he's out for the year. Sam Darnold has to come in and step up, and no one thought that it was going to be like this. And then their defense, even though they lost a guy in Danielle Hunter, is still really good. So I wouldn't say that that y'all can. It's the NFL, so anyone can lose, but I don't think it's
not a cakewalk.
I don't think it's as simple as you think it is.
We gotta move on because if y'all go at it, it's already 7:20. We got like 5 more topics to tackle.
I know. I just had to just throw my little.
I'm gonna let it go. Y'all got it. I'm gonna let it go.
So now that